I see y'all asking for more high school scouting stuff, and I saw someone ask for an Elijah Arenas video. I happen to be watching him, so I'm obliging. Here y'all go. Let's talk about Elijah Arenas, who is one of the most exciting and fun prospects in all of high school basketball. And 6'4", 6'5", I've heard reports that he's like 6'6", 6'7" now. He's one of the deadliest advantage creation prospects in the entire world, basically, outside of the NBA, as Arenas has the Shea Fultz level flexibility bend type stuff where he's able to get super low. You can kind of see through, like, his torso is basically parallel to the ground. He gets up and dunks in the half court for a big finish. He is so difficult to stop at this level when he's able to use his handle and his speed and his pacing. Arenas is so good changing pace, where he's going slow to fast here, uses his length, and he's able to get up and finish. He's not the greatest vertical athlete in the world, but he can definitely get up a little bit off of 1 foot, rising in traffic, finishing the little scoop with touch, and he does have some of the most incredible touch and highlight plays that I've seen from a prospect in high school. Just watch all of the bench reactions here. Watch them all. I would probably be reacting too like this if I was sitting on the bench. Arenas has one of the tightest, most controlled handles I can remember for a 16-year-old. He's high school class of 2026, playing up in age group in all of these clips, by the way. Arenas through the traffic, scoop, like, oh my goodness, that is just an absurd finish. And he does seem to have really incredible touch around the basket and from floater range, which obviously is a great sign for his future shooting development, but just his scoring from all over the floor. And while Arenas isn't like crazy, like dominant, explosive athlete, he's got pretty good burst, and he can definitely get by defenders with his smoothness, fluidity stuff, and win clean to the rim without any real challenge here. Arenas, once again, we see him getting lower than his defender with his shoulders, using the off arm to swipe and his long strides to end up getting to the front of the rim totally unimpeded. This is what Arenas does. He uses his strides, his change of direction ability to finish, and then contorts in midair with his touch. I love this play where he's able to finally get to the middle and explode with these 1-step, 2-step, right to the outside of the circle, and then just hang and finish. Like, he makes it look so easy, plays that are definitely not easy. And again, we see the absurd change of pace where Arenas able to basically slow down to a complete stop here and accelerate. But look at what he does here with his offhand. As Arenas, he's kind of like faking a shot here, or at least like it looks like he's kind of, the defender thinks he's going into a shot, and Arenas explodes, gets super low. It is really impressive, his level of flexibility, length, and height. Like, those combination of tools are all crazy and allow him to basically get wherever he wants on the floor, whenever he wants. Again, straight line drive, is he has these little like micro movements and twitches in his drives where he's not just overwhelming you with pure explosion and power, but we can see kind of right here, he shifts his movement to explode into the second portion of the drive. Doesn't end up finishing that. He can definitely be a little reliant on his like scoops and his craft, but that's pretty normal for young players who are still developing their functional strength and their core and their foundation, and it obviously works really well. Again, we see another inside finish where Arenas is just going to blow right by the defender. That's one of the best rim protectors in all of high school basketball, and Malachi Moreno, that he's simply going to scoop the ball under. Again, this is all incredibly advanced scoring shit. This is one of my favorite plays in the whole thing. Like, whew, my goodness. It just looks so smooth, and his length is such an obvious scoring tool where he uses the change of pace, change of direction to throw this defender off. Sees that Mullins is giving him the top foot right here, so Arenas is going to exploit it, go back to the baseline, and then just, extend with his length. And he's just so good at getting the ball off before shot blockers can get there. He doesn't get blocked nearly as much as you'd think he might for a young player without incredible strength or athletic tools. And his handle is really one of the tightest and most controlled, as I said before, where look at this defender. This is a little play, but reach in here and get like right into his handle, but Arenas keeps it low, keeps the play going, and ends up not turning the ball over there. Those are little plays that I think most 16-year-old guards just don't have. Most of them aren't controlling the ball like this. Most of them don't have the ball on a string like this. It's just not common and doesn't really happen. Arenas definitely has issues, though, as a driver. We're going to talk about his passing a little bit later. He doesn't really pass the ball very much, which is like understandable, I guess, considering how dominant of a creator is. Like, this is a pretty open pass straight down the pipe to his roll man and doesn't hit it. And then Arenas, we see him create a great advantage there, but he definitely will get better once he learns how to like take hop steps and play off of two, because shot blockers definitely can time up blocks against him, especially when he's gonna pick up the ball so early. That's something I talk about with basically every young guard, is picking up the ball early, basically at the 3-point line. And Arenas, ends up getting blocked because the help defender has a really easy time reading him. And I think functional strength is just the biggest thing with Arenas, where he's a 15, 16-year-old, 6'5" kid. Of course he's going to be weak functionally. And this is part of why I'm so high on him, because this is something I expect to develop just as he gets stronger, because we can see the leverage is already there. Leverage plus strength is a really deadly combination, and Arenas is able to get low, put his shoulder into people's chests, and once those defenders start moving, it's going to be really scary. He's already such a crafty foul drawer with great touch, so once he can add the strength component to that, it's going to be over. But at the moment, he definitely struggles with stronger, more athletic defenders. But even on plays like this, we can see Arenas able to make it work with his incredible touch. This defender totally walls him off. Arenas loses the ball, but nope, oops, just gonna back up, fade away. You can see how soft that flick is. He just has a clear natural ability to get the ball in from weird angles versus contests, not contests, that to me it seems is quite hard to teach, but Arenas absolutely has that level of scoring touch. But again, we see another isolation play that kind of goes to nowhere, as when he can't beat people with his crossovers, which, you can't win every time with your handle and your craft. It's just impossible. But Arenas tries to put his chest into Braylon Mullins. Mullins does not move at all, and from there it's just over. But as we're saying, this is not like a major, huge red flag weakness. I would say the only major huge red flag weakness that I see for Arenas is the playmaking, which we're unsure about. But the shooting is awesome. I don't think the percentages or like the free throws super consistent yet, but he's so young that stuff doesn't really matter much to me yet. He's like a comfortable on-ball shooter. He's great pulling up from NBA range, and of course he's so good separating for pull-up jumpers. He absolutely shakes the shit out of this defender right here. Arenas is so good creating space for his jumpers, as you would expect. Beautiful little between the legs snatch, totally stops his momentum, goes the other way. He loves to kind of hang cross into pull-ups here, using the screen there. And he's so quick transitioning from his dribble into his shot, which is a really valuable trait. Like, he's dribbling the ball low, there's traffic here, he picks the ball up, immediately flows into his shot. Pretty high release as well. He's basically right at, like, above his forehead is where Arenas sets and releases the ball, so it's going to be really difficult to block. This was the hand cross I was kind of referencing here, as he smoothly shakes this defender. Let's watch this one more time, as Arenas basically rejects the screen-ish here, but he shakes this defender, and again, this smooth 1-2 into the pull-up 3 is really great. Arenas, like I said, doesn't pass very much. I think according to Synergy and like this season of AAU, he has like 9 assists and 15 turnovers, but he can do some like basic pick and roll stuff, like an easy pocket pass here. His big's able to convert or not convert that play. But I do think Arenas, like the vision is going to need work, as there are a lot of plays like this where, this is just an incredible play by the GOAT, Darren Peterson, to steal this ball. But Arenas definitely isn't always a great decision maker. He can like throw these tough passes and struggle to really read defenders, but it doesn't seem like he is really a black hole just because of how good of a creator he is. Still creating an advantage on this play, rejecting the screen. So I don't really know what to make of Arenas' passing. I'll definitely need to watch more. I just threw this clip in because it was hilarious. I love this spin layup attempt. I wish more players would do this. Like, oh my goodness, that is just awesome. But Elijah really is that level of prospect. I think he's pretty clearly a top 10-ish prospect outside of the NBA, like college, international, high school. He's that level of star creator. And though I think there are some concerns with his high-end explosion, athletic tools, and some of the playmaking feel, guards with his height and level of advantage creation with the handle, the pace, some of the burst flashes, and of course his just incredible change of pace and direction, paired with great touch, which should mean that he's going to be a great shooter. Like, it seems to be all there for a star, like, creation type guard. And obviously Arenas is still really young, so a lot can happen in terms of change and development. But I'm fascinated to see how he continues to progress over the next couple years. Because like I said, he's only a rising junior. There's still a long way to go for Arenas until we even see him in college or wherever that next step would be. So yeah, let me know what you think of this. And if you learned something, then drop a like, comment, subscribe. All that helps me make more videos for y'all.